So, it looks like my card I ordered on TCG Player was canceled, and I didn't recognize it was canceled. So I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I recommend you do, which is buy singles, and I'm going to attempt to go find the card that has shot up so much in price. Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today, we're going to go hunting for a card that I need so that I can make some Ranger action happen. Let's get right into it. All that and more right now. One of the saddest things that can happen, especially if you're really looking forward to a card, is trying to order something from a singles seller and ending up having your order canceled, or I guess if you're like me and you just kind of have a lot of things happening, you don't recognize that they canceled your order until, well, way too late. Problem with that is that the card I was looking for exists currently only in the Tales of Aria Unlimited and First Edition, and soon will exist in the brand new announced video coming soon, History Pack 2. Sadly, History Pack 2 is only going to be released in the 4 languages, German, Italian, Spanish, and French, so I won't be seeing that here in the States, which means the one chance that I have to get my New Horizons for my upcoming build that I want to do out of Outsiders for Rangers, unless it's a reprint, means that I need to go searching for it inside of one of these boxes. Now, recently, the price has shot up from about $130 about the beginning of the month to right now the only option you have is to be able to purchase that card on TCG Player for give or take right around 200 plus US dollars. Now, even at this time, there's only about 8 or 9 listings total, and that's just for the rainbow foil. When I was mentioning that I purchased one that basically got refunded because they had a miscalculation, that was about $135, and with shipping was about $150. The cold foils start coming in at somewhere between $240 and $250. That doesn't include taxes, shipping, or anything else. So I'm going to do the dumb thing, and you're going to get to explore while I get to talk about why buyouts are bad and follow the whole conversation about what that might mean. Now, whether this card actually was bought out or strategically planned for or just kind of happened to be whatever it was, well, I'll let you decide on that. But all it really means is that for now, the only way I'm going to be able to get a hold of this card is either shell out that kind of cash or go digging and hope that I hit something of interest. Now, the reality is that obviously as you're looking for these cards, when you start to look at the makeup of a set, you're going to realize that the odds are actually against you in regards to trying to obtain a single legendary that would actually be the one that you're hoping to get. And what I mean by that is that as you are looking around at the cards that exist in this set, not only are some of these cards no longer considered legal for the playability currently because they have been, well, for lack of a better word, they have been banned or restricted, which is the announcement that just came out today, actually. Some of those cards will show up, maybe, in this, but the problem is that the overall dollar amount of the legendaries that you could get, most of them in this set, I'll put an infographic over this section right here, they're just not that expensive with the exception of the one that is now meta relevant and has shot up. So, that said, I'm not really sure if we're going to actually hit anything. There's a Tome of Harvest. But the one card that I need is New Horizons, and basically that is so that I can build either an Azalea or an Ice Lexi that will be coming out. So we're going to, off camera here, I'm going to pause. Okay, and we're back. So, sorry, I was going to, if I'm going to open this, I might as well pre-sort it so that as I'm going to list anything that I don't need, because basically if I don't hit the thing, all the rest of these are going up to be singles that are for sale. And what that basically is going to mean is that these are a lot more commons that I already have. Now there's a Blizzard, that's cool. So that's always a fun card. You know, I don't know how I feel about these. I don't know if the word buyout would be the right term, or, you know, just general ability to obtain specific cards that, you know, for lack of a better word, really are now considered meta relevant, and they really just spike in price. Now, obviously, if you try to do the whole, I'm going to collect one of everything, this doesn't really affect you, but I don't know many players that are really into being able to accomplish that, because it obviously would take a long time to get to that point to where you have one of everything. Now, that is one of my personal goals. I would like to have one of everything going forward so that as the game evolves, I'll be able to build pretty much any deck so that we can be able to showcase those cards. Now, is it feasible for me to think or want this particular card? It's interesting because this set, or technically Tales of Aria, is one of the final generations of the quote-unquote first edition unlimited print cycles that was part of Flesh and Blood 1.0. So because that is no longer a thing, the matrix or the accessibility of some of these is not... I don't even know if it's... it's changed, obviously. Good example. There's a Titan's Fist, which is now the go-to, because Winter's Wail, I believe, was the one that was just surreptitiously banned, and obviously Ball Lightning has currently been banned for a while. There's an open old, so that's fun. Amulet of Ice, I believe, and Belittle. I'll have to reread that to get the exact answers. But regardless, at this point, I'm just, like I said, looking for one single card, which basically at this point makes it to where I'm probably not going to hit it. And that's just because, statistically, not only am I now looking for one singular card within the set itself, but I am looking for one of the legendaries within that set, and on top of that, I need to be lucky enough to not only hit that as the legendary, because I believe in the first edition / unlimited Tales of Aria, the hit rate was like one cold foil per box, but then that wasn't necessarily a cold foil that was a legendary. So, I'm just kind of opening this to have the open conversation where I don't really know where things are going right now, but on certain cards, I have noticed that they're... I don't want to say they're being targeted, because they're not. But pretty much History Pack 2, because it's not in English, means that any legendary that is from Monarch, Everfest, and Tales of Aria, this is my cracked bobble, I bet, are going to be harder to get a hold of, or the price can be more fluidly, like something that is not going to change, because there's no, unlike the Majestics that have a marble in like Dynasty, so the Grand Bow, or the bow that came out, forget the exact name, Sandscour Bow, that one has the ability to have a $2 or $3 Majestic version of it, so that I could at least play and experience the gameplay with that. Now, because this is a legendary only, and it's currently only available in this, probably means that I'm going to maybe even go buy History Pack 2. And even if I have to get one in a foreign language, like, that might be the route I have to go. Just for the sake of, I don't want to spend $200 and something, there's an Ice Storm, on just that one card. Will it stay at $200 and something? I have no idea. I'm assuming that once the final release of Outsiders spoilers are done, and that is written in the books, people are going to determine the value of whether or not that is a card that they care about. Now, if it becomes super relevant, I would imagine the price point is not only going to stand up, but it's probably maybe even going to go up in value. Does that mean that it could also go down? Absolutely. This is really kind of like the pre-speculation period. This is the ramp up to where everybody is kind of starting to move, shift, and jive as far as getting whatever they're looking for. So, I don't know. I'm not mad. I mean, obviously, it stinks that there's only so many of them on the market, and I don't really know a lot of people that are going around and opening these boxes currently on market, right? Like, I don't know a lot of people that are going out and being like, hey, I'm going to go bust 10 to 20 boxes of Tales of Aria to try and get some more Majestics or more Marvels and throw them, or I'm sorry, not Marvels, Legendaries, and put them on the market, because I think this is already obviously out of print, and I don't even know if from distribution if you can get I don't know if you can actually get Tales of Aria anymore from distro. I think technically it's out of print. I think the farthest you can go back is maybe Everfest and Monarch Unlimited. I think might be something you can get, but I don't. Maybe there is maybe there is Tales Unlimited somewhere. I don't know. I mean, obviously you can get it on TCG Player if you're really looking for TCG Player. There's our cold foil. Sophocles Hide. Runeblade. So that probably means that we are not going to be seeing the magical Cardaruski that we were hoping for. But I guess, if nothing else, you know, this also gives you just a little bit of a quick video / rant of how my thought process is on some of these things and where things are going, because overall, I don't know what a first edition box is, cost-wise right now. I just figured that I'd give this a shot and see where things land. But I'm going to make the assumption that I certainly did not open the dollar amount that is the value of this box within the cards that are here. That's my thought. Whether or not that's actually the truth, that I don't know. I'd need to actually do the full math and understand what that is, because it's looking to be, especially for some of these older sets, it's just not value-wise there to open the older set. Like, this would have been fun to keep to draft. That was actually one of the reasons I wanted to keep this, is so that I could try and draft, because I did not do much drafting in this set. So that basically means that, you know, now this is obviously first edition, I could buy an unlimited, so I'm going to go try and find a couple unlimiteds to hold on to so that I can basically draft at some point in the future. But I just wanted to, because it's the only thing I had laying around, see if I can grab the card I needed. And the answer is, if I could rewind time, I wouldn't open this box. I'd just leave it sitting there on the shelf, because now I don't have one. And that's the nature of collectible card games, right? Oh, there you go. Endless something or other. Perfect. All right. And we got a rare. So there you go, folks. First-hand sight of understanding that not everything is a winner, and that in this scenario, especially in the Flesh and Blood 1.0, there is a greater than 0 chance that you will get cards that do not equal the value that you had paid for that box. So as the game evolves, we'll see where they start reprinting things, whether or not any of this stuff is applicable to the new Outsiders set. Obviously, with the elemental talent mixed in the mix here, a lot of these cards cannot be leveraged with the just straight Ranger class. So I'm not really sure, like, as an example with the Majestics here. So Earth Action, Elemental Guardian, Elemental Runeblade, Elemental Ranger, but that's Elemental, Ice Instant, and that. So I actually hit no cards, well, that are in the Majestic slot, maybe something in the rares, but I hit nothing that I can use for my deck that is actually the one that I'm trying to build, which means that's just something to consider when you start looking at card sets as you go forward. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and, well, don't do what I did and open a first edition box. Leave those to be pretty and compact, because womp womp womp. Bye. So I did just want to point this out, that the biggest hit in the whole box was the Foil Blizzard. It is a $12, give or take, $10 to $12 foil Majestic card. The Sophocles Feats is like a $2, maybe $2.50 cold foil. And the remainder of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Majestics here, between Oakenold, Ice Storm, Tome, Endless Flicker, Force, Sting, and Sorcery. So, like, literally this is like $3 or $4. We'll call it $5 at an absolute max. So that is it. So if you add up the $12, the $4, and the $2, let's call it graciously $20. This box is, I believe, $70 right now. So that is a net loss of $50 just opening the box, because there really isn't any card in here that is currently valued at things that are there. And all of the bulk, honestly, this is truly bulk in the commons and rares and tokens. Like, that would be what I would get when I get bulk boxes from folks. So the only value in that whole box was the stack of cards. It's this thick, and sadly, I took a big L on that. So have a good one. See you later.
Your captain.